Jungle.
What's poppin', everybody? This is your boy the GOAT Andy Czar Champagne. What's going on? And welcome back to the bringing back of the market breakdown. So guys, this will be the first video for continuous video that are going to be coming. A lot of people have been telling me that they missed the old GOAT Andy, the one that used to do like account flips, market breakdowns, you know, withdrawals, payouts and all of that. But obviously the payouts and the prop firm thing, it's literally just something that started about 2 years ago, if not 3, I'm not sure. I haven't lost count. But we are back in the exact consistency far most as we can. So every Monday I'm going to be dropping a market breakdown, and then between Wednesday and Thursday I'm going to be dropping something in between. It's either an account flip or maybe something trading related, and then every Saturday I'm going to be dropping a week in the life of a forex trader. So basically every week I'll be dropping 3 times. Every week I'll be dropping 3 times market breakdown, any forex related video, and then week in the life. So I'm mixing the markets, the trading, and the vlogs because you guys always wanted it. You guys always wish for it. So let's get into it without any further waste of time. So today we're going to be analyzing the dollar index, we're going to be analyzing EURUSD and GBP USD. The main reason these 3 is because I know the dollar index works in line with these other 2. So without any further waste of time, let's get to it. So as you can possibly see right here, we have the dollar index. Currently I'm on a daily time frame, and I'm going to quickly jump to a weekly time frame. So if you can look at it, what's currently happening is, before we even go further, I want to tell you guys that I've actually evolved my strategy. So now I've mixed or combined price action together with smart money. So I use smart money in balance with price action, or rather vice versa. I use price action in balance with smart money. So this has actually made my trading very more simple, because now I understood the concept of how money moves, and also aligning it together with trends, structures, channels, patterns, and all of that. It just literally made my trading very much simple and easy. So we're going to be looking at whatever that's going on here. So entirely, we could possibly see that the market went back to retrace somewhere around about this area where a value gap was formed about in 2022. So normally I gauge my fair value gap using my Fibonacci structure. So if I use my Fibonacci structure right here, I can possibly figure out, guys, that we actually have reached this level right here. So there's a higher chances that the dollar index might start being weak, but at the same time we are not just focused on that, because this is a weekly time frame, guys. We can still drop it furthermore. So we know that the value gaps are highlighted right there. So that's a first zone. We're going to remove that for now and go back to a daily time frame. So on a daily time frame, what am I seeing? On a daily time frame, what the first thing I'm seeing is an ascending structure. So an ascending structure, if you remember my old videos when I was teaching you guys, an ascending structure is literally a reversal pattern. So as you can see, the market started going up, right? Going up, down, and then going up, down. It went up, it broke the structure and came back to create the head and shoulders, and it started to drop again. So now what we're going to be looking at is what's the actual current price doing, of which we look at it on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, when I zoom out the market, what I'm actually seeing here, the first thing is we have this structure broken here. So we have this structure broken here. So looking back again so that we make sure everything aligns, low key I'm kind of realizing something in nature of another huge head and shoulders. So there's a high chance that the market might want to tap here to come back somewhere at about these levels again. But maybe the main reason is coming back there, it might be because there's some liquidity that was never respected in that level. So we're gonna maybe see if this head and shoulders would work. So if I highlight from here to there, from the market retracing on this neckline here, the higher chance of it actually, the retracing will be from here to here possibly, unless it creates that momentum movement towards the downside. So possibly we could see that there's a high chance the market might retrace from here or rather drop until that far in order to come back and respect that head and shoulders. But the only way to figure it out what's happening with the dollar index is as if we drop it also to a 1 hour time frame. So on a 1 hour time frame, what we focus on is the main structure. So we could see that we hit the market breaking the structure, and then right here we had a bearish pattern that was involved here, of which it was respected as well. And now it's a continuous repeated pattern, because this was maybe the larger version of it, and then this now is a smaller version of it. But what is the last price saying? So lastly, we could see, if we look at something like this, naturally I would say prices, it has some liquidity lingering around these areas, because the market can't just drop just like that, but it can. Yet again, we must be smart about the approach. So if we look right here, if the market breaks above the structure, all right, above the structure, come back and retest, we can retrace from here before we actually go down. So there's a high possibility that on the dollar index we might be seeing a huge strong momentums on it. If not, the market might be lingering some liquidity around these areas, because remember, there's smaller size liquidities, and then there's literally bigger sides, you know. So what I'm trying to see here is this. So maybe the market might want to come and respect this area, maybe come tap in here and then drop. So we might be looking for a little bit pushes from the upside, which makes the dollar strong. And then yeah, but beyond anything, let's go see the other pairs. Euro USD. So if you look at Euro USD on a daily time frame, we have to keep in mind that on the dollar index, we're looking for the market to be a little bit stronger before it becomes weak again. So we need to see what's actually happening here. So on a daily time, let's go to weekly first. So the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, we could see that we actually reached and broken this area, which is right here, which is actually making whatever that's going on here reject from this level. Pretty interesting. So if we are honest with ourselves, we had a break of structure and a retest. So now what I'm also seeing here is we had this as well respected, which is this trend, but entirely there was also a weekly double top right here. So there was a weekly double top, impulse to the downside, right, correction respecting this zone. So there's a high chance we might be looking at the Euro USD actually dropping, which confirms what we saw on the dollar index being strong. So if it's Euro USD, anything XXX USD has a high chance of actually selling. But let's confirm that on a daily time frame. So let's go on a daily time frame. I'm gonna remove this for now, but at least we know that it's somewhere there. I'm going to remove this for now, and just to check what the price is actually doing. So far on the daily time frame, I don't really see anything that can help me. Drop it on a 4 hour time frame. On a 4 hour time frame, on a 4 hour time frame, let's look what's going on. On a 4 hour time frame, okay, well, there might be some high liquidity resting somewhere right about here, because the last thing I want to check is, why did the market trickle towards the downside without being impulsive to actually show that there's a high selling momentum that's coming? This is really making me concerned. So from this level, we might be getting prices a high chance retracing from there, but let me actually gauge where the liquidity is resting so far. So the liquidity right now from the sell side is resting here. So it's resting here. So there's a literal high chance, in as far as we're looking for sellers, that the market might wanna trickle us or trap us by going up, respecting here before actually going down. Okay, let's go look at a 1 hour time frame. So on a 1 hour time frame, what's really happening? So the same way as the dollar index, we have a small version of a bullish continuation pattern here, right? We have a small version of a bullish continuation, and then also here we have a smaller version of a bullish continuation. And then what is going on? Can I regard this as a trend? Yes, maybe I can regard this as a trend, because remember, a bull trend is built by higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So this has not yet created a higher high or higher low. So far, we don't really have a clear direction towards where the position of this trade might be going, but yet we can learn a lot from what's happening. So we can learn a lot that it might be making us wait, or we may have to wait for maybe the break. If we get a break here, then maybe we can consider this as a continuing pattern towards the downside. If we can get a break here, maybe. But then if we respect this trend, of which low key also what I'm seeing is a inverse head and shoulders, if we can be quite honest with ourselves, there's this as well, right, which is an inverse head and shoulders. I'm going to remove this for now, also remove this for now. So the market might be moving in this format. This might be the left shoulder, this might be the head, potentially, okay, this was a double bottom, and then maybe this turning here, it can either come respect this level before going up. But the confluence on the dollar index, we're waiting for a little bit of push upside. So if you're waiting for a little bit push upside, this might be coming to retrace here for a little before it starts going up and then going down again. So patience should be practiced on this pair. GBP USD. So GBP USD, I think I've actually traded last time, because what I actually saw on a daily time frame was this trend right here. So GBP USD really caters more on possibilities of us maybe continuing with the bias. But let's go on a 4-hour time frame. On a 4-hour time frame, everything becomes a little bit broader, because if we look at this, what I love is it gives also a clear inverse head and shoulders, because if you can look right here, inverse head and shoulders, so this might be a high chance for this, and then maybe we might start going down. But first, let me actually check where the liquidity is actually resting. So lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, break of structure, head and shoulders, a zone, an important zone right here, a bullish structure, impulsive correction, impulse correction. So what I'm possibly seeing here, we might do this before we do that. So we might have to buy before we sell. Okay, so if I was to gauge if there was any liquidity here, no, but I'm not really convinced with that's happening here, because prices were also created here, The only place where it could be resting is somewhere between these lines here, somewhere here. You see the gap here? This might be when. So we might looking to have to retrace first before we buy. So I guess, guys, with the pairs we just analyzed, all that matters is the waiting game. But as well keeping the bias in head of what we're actually looking for. Much love, peace and happiness, guys. See you next week, Monday, on the new market breakdown. This is your boy, the GOAT, and these are Champagne.